You always
He just
have
wants to
problem.
make sure.
Always
Let's
have problem
roll.
finding that hole or button. I mean,
Oh,
damn. I was trying to think of something clever, but that was all I could come up with.
nailed it.
What up, though? It is Wednesday. Hump day.
What up, though?
What's up?
What's up?
Hey.
Hey, world.
Hey,
So
y'all.
I told you earlier. So I got my COVID second vaccination earlier today. No sore arm yet, but I was. I think I told you, Tori. So I was sent the video, and they said, if you got COVID, the first one was going to kick your ass. The second one should be easy, and then vice versa. If you didn't have COVID, the second one was going to be worse for non-COVID.
Right.
So I got the second one. I don't feel anything yet, but I think I didn't feel
You gotta
anything.
relax.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything.
Marinate.
I didn't feel anything until that last till about 2 weeks ago. Whatever it did, I didn't feel it till that night. So and then Thursday, Thursday I felt like shit. Friday I felt a little better. Saturday I felt better, and then by that I was good. But I didn't help myself because when I could talk to you earlier after I got the shot, around some running around, I went to the gym and then I came here to do the show. So
you went to the gym and you didn't feel funny, like breaking a sweat or anything?
No, I was sweating. Yeah.
But like when you get something or you're sick or whatever and you sweat, sometimes it's worse, sometimes it amplifies it, sometimes it you feel better.
Right. Anything you put in your body, you're using in a person.
Right. Yeah. It either goes one way or the other.
Right. Shit, me, I would have been super cautious and I would have let that shit marinate. I would have took my ass home,
marination,
sat down, and later. Well, you know what's funny? My mom's going tomorrow for her second one. So that's good. And I've been getting emails from Beaumont, and so I just scheduled an appointment. But I'm trying to do mine on a Friday when I'm on an off day,
okay,
so that I can just
recoup.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not passing.
Do you know which one you're getting?
At work. Say that again.
Do you know which one your mom got and which one you're getting?
She got the Moderna, I think.
Okay.
And I was listening to good old Booker T, who just got his second one, and it was funny. He pretty much, I didn't steal it from him, but he said that he just went home and he was traveling like a crazy man anyway. So he got his second shot. He went home I went home, took a nap, woke up, just trying to let it kick in, whatever, waiting. The same thing like you said, just waiting to to feel whatever you're gonna feel, or hopefully just feel better and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm like kind of getting a little bit more anxious now, but I should be getting it soon, hopefully within the next week or so.
I think you should get in your right cheek.
Hey, wherever they need to do it, man.
In the right.
So Andy,
righty.
My wife got it yesterday. I got it today. My daughter gets it tomorrow. So
my parents got their first dose on Monday. So my dad was fine.
Tori?
I think through their doctor's office.
Okay.
Yeah, because my dad has a lot of health issues, which I'm surprised because, kind of and kind of not surprised. But my mom has yesterday she was really tired, run down.
Oh, wow.
She said she didn't feel like any flu. She just felt really drained and tired. She slept literally the entire day. My dad, on the other hand, he was fine, and he has an extensive list of health problems. But I think in my train of thought is my dad takes a lot of medications, but he also takes a lot of supplements to boost his immune system.
Right.
So
and
he
balances himself out.
Right. More than just like a daily vitamin type thing. Right. So I think that might have really helped him. Plus, my dad is immobile. So I feel like, and this, I could be wrong, but I'm just going by what I, know physically and, with my own children and things like this. When you move around, I feel like it's pumping the blood more, things are circulating more, maybe you're feeling some type of way, you know, compared to somebody who is sitting non-ambulatory and doesn't really have all that movement and circulation going on.
Right.
I could be wrong, but even when they both got COVID, my mom had it worse. My mom had it longer, she had it worse.
Right.
My dad had less, you know, symptoms, and I think that that's why. So I have not scheduled an appointment yet. I'm going to. I have my own reasons, personal reasons why. Nothing to do with. I don't believe it works.
I'm kind of with you too, but it's like, I don't know. Like I don't feel like I'm being pushed into it by getting emails, like, you know, and stuff like that. Emails, text messages, and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to find the right time and the right place.
Right.
And I will go and get it, but I'm not in no big hurry, but I do want to get it. So
I'm gonna get it before I come.
$1,000 to pay. He wants the government to pay him $1,000.
Who?
My uncle. I'm like, you stupid.
My God. I mean, that would be nice. God. I'm definitely gonna get it before I travel. I travel in July back home. But with me, like, I don't know, the way my anxiety is set up right now, I just feel like it's
so you guys
on
have
my list
heard
of
about
stuff to worry about. I don't need to.
So you guys have heard about the what do they call it? The vaccine, like passport or something? You guys heard already?
So I don't know the details, but I do know that here in Arizona, our governor said, "Fuck your feelings. You don't need to do it." So they are not mandating it here. He basically.
Most of all the conservative states won't mandate it. It will be the liberal. Right.
Which
he was talking about that to the other podcast I was just talking about, but he was talking about that, and so
is it going to be mandated in Detroit, Michigan?
Oh no, I don't know about that.
Well, I think she will have it.
I think she will.
I just heard him say it, so
your numbers are high.
You hear it one spot, it's gonna have to be all around. You can't have that in just one spot. There's no way. Like I think he had heard a story of someone going to like, oh gosh, I can't remember. I listened to it so early in the morning, but it was somewhere. Crazy, like Pakistan or Thailand. It was something somewhere. It was somewhere.
Right, something crazy.
And they mandated it for that for them, you know, to come here. For and so anybody to come here in the United States, so it was something like that, similar to something like that type of story. I can't remember, but he said, you know, so why wouldn't it be the other way around? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make no sense. So
it makes sense.
It's ridiculous. So get your vaccinations, like you said.
So I got some sad news, and I sent it over to the group of friends that we go to, and then I sent it to my kids. So they didn't send me an email, and I just had this conversation with Eddie. So Comic-Con, the International Comic-Con, is officially canceled again. So they moved it to 2022. But I go to their website, right, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was updated about a week ago, and I'm like, fuck, we didn't even get like an email. Like last time they gave us a chance to like, do you want a refund or do you want to just use the tickets to next year? This year, I didn't give it a fucking email. And I'm like,
nobody in the office to send shit out, man.
Trust me, there's people in that office.
Maybe, I don't know.
They
spent the money. They spent the money. They're not offering a refund.
Right. That's what I'm afraid of. That they don't even.
Everything. Everything must go.
Say they got to issue 1 million people or whatever, 100,000, whatever. You know, I was 50, and like a friend of mine is like 750 because it's him, his wife, his kids. You know what I mean? So,
if it's been that soon, maybe they're trying to figure out what to do and how to suit your needs, all the customers' needs.
Last year we got
a little bit better. So
what do you want to do? Do you want to use your tickets to the next one, or do you want a refund? So they gave us.
So what did you choose? Did you choose a refund or to hold them?
To hold it and move it to 220.
Okay.
220. But now we didn't get anything, and they just said, "Hey, blah blah blah, 2022." And I'm like,
well, you got to think. So when they offered that to you, they hadn't had a financial hit yet, right?
Right.
So not as hard, right? That was going to make a difference. So they they probably refunded those who wanted it, and then kept the money and used it to keep things afloat for this year, hoping that it would be okay this year. So, I mean, if I had to guess, I would think they probably sent the funds and are just going to issue. You don't have a choice. You can show up at the next one that's open and come on in. But I don't think they're going to issue a refund. I've lost a lot of, right? So I even just like on a smaller scale, businesses, local businesses, like, you know, you get a membership somewhere, you get a gym membership, you get a tanning membership, you get like, I don't know, for women, there's like skincare stuff, there's yoga stuff, all this, right? I lost out on like 4 places that I've paid in full and only maybe used one of like my 12 visits or something. And then they shut down and didn't. I had 2 of the businesses actually, okay, so they all kind of closed, right? During the time they had to. Right. 2 of them straight up shut down, moved shop, like took my money and bye. Didn't even tell nobody. Didn't even tell nobody they were closing. I mean, bastards. I don't think in the sense scamming because they were forced to. Like, I don't think it was meant, obviously, because who knew this was all going to happen. But I think it would have been a courtesy to be like, hey, we can't provide you with this, but can we offer you a free bottle of skincare? Can we offer you a free bottle of tanning lotion? Can we offer you something? Can I get a fucking
they already
Starbucks
showed you bad business, so they ain't gonna offer you. They
didn't show me anything. I showed up there and they were fucking moved.
That's crazy, and I believe it too, because I've seen so many.
They probably liquidated
driving
everything
like
off.
Lincoln Park, Taylor, like you just see. I don't think it really matters where you're at. You always see stores, but like, especially over here, you would see grand opening, and then like 2 months, a month and a half later, you're like, damn.
Boom,
then they're a dollar store or something, or they're like, what the hell happened to that place?
They're a Spirit USA.
A lot of nail places, a lot of salons on like you know, over there like Lincoln Park and Taylor, they're open and shut so fast, but it's crazy.
Well, I was gonna say, you were saying that, so you know, when the government put down the gyms here, right? So EOS stopped charging, right?
Yeah, they did.
Right. So they stopped charging, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I spaced it, right? And I was going through my bank, you know, and I was like, what? EOS? And then I was like, fuck, I still have a membership? Like, I thought they, like, you know, if you were charging, maybe they suspended it, or maybe they would send you an email or whatever. So I called EOS and I says, hey, a membership? And they're like, yeah, we reinstated it when the governor lifted it. And I was like, you motherfuckers been charging me? So
I have an EOS membership, and I have a Planet Fitness, and they both stopped
to another gym. So that's why I was like, what the fuck?
So they both stopped charging, but then EOS started charging, and I didn't realize they started charging until I got a text message. So remember, I was telling you guys I had an issue with my debit card, right? So I had to like switch it. I had to switch it out, and everything that was linked to it. You know, I said don't do the automatic link. I want to do it on my own because it had been fraudulent by somebody who was already auto pay, right? So I get a text message. It's like urgent membership alert in all caps. I'm like, what the fuck happened, right? And it was, so that's how I found out they've been fucking charging my other card. So now they're trying to say I like, you know, I owe them a certain amount of money.
That's why
I'm like, no.
Never do that auto pay.
I need to. Well, see, you get a better deal with a gym
sometimes, right? And there's different offers if you do the auto pay. There is some great deals I've seen before, but I'm just like, I guess it depends on what business or product you know what I mean?
Yeah, I try not to, just because I don't want to get burned. But you know, it still happens. It still happens. But yeah, I planned on next week when I have a little more free time, I'm just going to go in there face to face and be like, okay, well, you were supposed to not charge me for the rest of these certain months. Go ahead and take that as payment for this membership alert you're sending me. Like, I owe you money, but I don't. So, and then I'm going to go and pump my butt.
Well, like I said, I didn't even pay attention. So I guess, fuck, what am I doing?
You know, I love EOS. I wish they had a tanning. And I wish they had those, like the massage things and the hydro massage. That's why I go to Planet as well. And Planet has one machine that I absolutely love that no other gym has. It's called the Arc. and it's a cross between a glide and a stepper.
Okay.
It's like an elliptical glide / stepper, but I'm telling you, man, this thing gets my body right, like tight and right every time. And I just can't find it anywhere. I almost bought one, but I was like,
damn.
Drop, thousands on this machine when I can.
But it sounds like it's worth it. It sounds like it's like a combo.
So
it works your entire.
So it works your arms. It's got the arms, but it also has this glide. But when you come up, it kind of is like a stepper when you slide up.
So it's working your core too, all that.
Your core, your arms, your glutes, your all of your thighs, your calves, and if you put your feet on the the footrest a certain way, so say you just kind of turn them a little bit to the side, it then starts working like different parts of your legs, right? And then you can do the incline or higher, and you can do the resistance higher, and it shows you like which one is for fat loss, which one is for endurance, which one is for
that's why I miss
cardio.
the gym.
I love
really
it.
Do miss the gym, but I can't go back. I just can't do it. Not over
it's
here,
hard.
especially not over here.
Hard, not
I
there.
love working out at home. I just love being comfortable and making my shake right after and doing like I've always loved that. But the thing with I miss having a partner.
Right.
I miss having partners.
It's hard to. So for me, I like, that's another thing I like about Planet now that, everything has changed. They really do make you space out a lot. EOS, certain locations, it's like a motherfucking club up in there. Like all they're missing is the bar. It's a bunch of young kids. Everybody in there is taking selfies, full face makeup. Like all the bitches got full face makeup on. I can't.
You know what? That might have to be
sweating. I got a baseball cap. I got a fat suit on. And then you got the girls in the gym who are like posing, booty popping in the mirror, and it's like, I'm trying to work out, bitch. I can't even catch my breath right now. What are you doing? So,
what are you doing?
So I do though. I have found one location that I like. That it's on Olive, and it actually is not so popular, I guess, clubby. But there's one opening here right up the street from me. And I'm praying that it's not off the chain like the rest of them. It probably is going to be, but I think that'll be easier for me to regulate on what the good times to go. And it's literally within walking distance of my house. So that'll be good. But Planet, I really like how they've taken a lot of precautions. They have somebody that walks around with a cart, spraying everything down continuously the entire time
while you're working on it.
They're spraying every machine. As soon as they see you get off of it, they reel the cart over, they spray it. They've got dividers. They don't let you go on the cardio machines together. They really have stepped up their disinfecting game, and I feel a lot safer when I go there.
Yeah, it would take something like that for me to.
Yeah,
I would have to go once and actually see that happening consistently and be like,
Planet stepped up their game.
Go ahead. No, I said I was gonna play it, but I can't play it because they show too much nudity. But do you remember the Porky scene where the guys are watching the girls take a shower? I was like, that's me. There you go. That was the original Glory Hole. Remember where he stuck his dick in there?
Yes, I remember. That's another thing about EOS I'm not the fan of. I love that they have a sauna machine, but I don't like that they're pool.
I was about to be like, damn, they got glory holes over there? What?
No.
I was about to be like, damn.
Well, kinda. They got the pool right at the front door when you walk in with the glass exposure. So I just feel all like on display. Like, fuck.
I see what you're saying.
I'm a private person when I work out and stuff. I'm doing
like it's the 80s and shit.
Swim aerobics, right?
Like,
yeah, that's how LA Fitness is in Roseville, in Michigan. They as soon as you walk in, right, just to your left is
what about the Fairlane one? It was at Bally's or something?
Yes.
Yeah,
I can't. I need a
you know
private
what? I might go there this weekend just to look through the glass and shit.
Booty watch.
Have an empty bag in my hand and just
take mental snaps.
Keep looking at my watch and shit.
Do like my kids do and just go with your eyes closed. And I would say to Zach, I'd say to Zach, because him being in the wheelchair, he was like, all these booties are in front of me, right?
What in the fuck?
And he would literally, and I'd catch him every fucking time, and I'd see him go. And he would blink his eyes, and I would give him the look. I'm like, fucking stop it right now. He's like, taking a picture.
No, I thought that was weird.
That's what you got to do at the gym. You got to take a
I thought that
mental
was
snap.
weird though. When I first seen it, I was like, damn, they just
I don't know. I'm judging the fuck
80s.
out of you if you try to hit on me while I'm at the gym. It's one thing to be like
that's straight
cordial.
Up.
Okay,
Like
I'm
church.
okay. I'm okay with a cordial like conversation. Talk to me. You know, you might even say, you know, wow, good job, something, right? Or just hi, how are you? Give me a little eye.
I'm right over there.
We can look at each other a little bit, but don't be a fucking creep. And don't watch me while I'm doing like squats or I got my I'm doing like
that's weird.
I do this is gonna sound funny, but I do a lot of ball work.
That's weird. Right.
You know
the kendo
ball work, the exercise ball.
The kendo or
right?
the other one? Which ball? Both of them or just the one?
Well, I like two. I mean, I prefer to have two, like a set. I mean, it is what it is. Some hang low, some hang high. Anyways, reel it in, boys. Okay. I like the stability ball. When there's two, there's stability.
I'm gonna play this, and I want to change it, but I'm
sorry.
I gotta get somebody to do this and be like, oh, sorry.
We'll have to edit
fuck, do it. So I had this guy one time, and I was, on the stability ball, and he was at the other end, and he's literally, I felt like he's trying to like look on my crotch as I'm laying on it. It was just.
He was
like, you're not going back enough.
He was. So then I switched and went to like, how they have like the little like sections in the gym that are half walls, right?
Okay,
and you can kind of like like
certain workouts.
Right, jump ropes, little hand weights, little stuff like that. So I tried to like move to like a half wall and face the wall, and this motherfucker came in there and started picking up he started picking up stuff and looking around and
shit.
Finally I had to stare, like we had like an awkward stare down, like we were staring off, and I didn't think he was gonna look away. Like, I'm gonna have to hit this guy in the gym. And finally, he finally looked away when I did like the double stare, like motherfucker stare, right? And
you should have just farted real loud if you could have.
Don't fart. We don't fart.
That might have got
that. We're so irritated. We hold all that
really
shit in.
Got him out of there, or he would have. That would have told you a lot about him if he didn't leave.
I'm a lady.
The guy throwing a guy around the gate, and he drops her off, and then she's like, finally.
What was that from?
I don't remember, but I've seen.
I think it's different for men. We're going to go on this topic real quick. Yeah. I think it's different for men and women to fart in front of each other. I think that, I don't know. One thing I don't like, if you're going to fart in front of me, two things, okay? Don't fart on me. Like, that's fucking gross, okay? Move your fucking butt. You can fart on the couch next to me. If you know that shit's stinking, get up and go to the other room real quick. Like, don't gag me. And don't you ever fucking hotbox me. Like, put a blanket over my head. Don't you fucking lock a window on my car, right? I've had these things happen to me, and that right there, like, I will throw up on you. I can't. I'm okay if you ate. Listen, you can eat some bad shit. You can fart all you want in front of me. Have gas. Go take a shit, right? I don't care. Just don't make me consume the smell.
A lot of supplements.
Just don't. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, eat your greens. Women, though, I feel like it's. I don't know. I think it's gross. I think. Now, I know it happens, right? And I also have a rule for women. If it happens in your sleep, it didn't count, right?
Well, I heard that so many times.
Because most of the time you can control it, but such things happen. But I feel like if a woman knows she's gassy or she knows she's having some stomach issues, she's going to need to make an announcement like, baby, my stomach is not right today. I'm gonna need you to go over there, or just go in the other room. But you ever meet those women that burp and fart like it's a fucking game? Like they're like, oh, I gotta fart, I gotta burp. Like, I think that's the most disgusting shit. Like I don't know why you're trying to make like being unladylike cool. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I know some girls
that fucking lady
burp louder than her boyfriends or husbands.
damn. I think I was laying with somebody.
Funny.
We were drunk.
Funny when it ain't your wife or girlfriend.
Burps slip out. I now go, ooh, a burp got me. Excuse me, but I'm not like, hey, let's have a burping contest. I'm like fucking grabbing my nuts.
Like what do I look like? Booger or ogre or what?
Yeah,
right.
No, but I mean, I've been next to a girl and we've been drunk. Well, I haven't, but she's drunk, and she snored. And then I moved her, and I'm like, wow, really?
Well, I mean, and she was drunk and she was.
Did you eat White Castles?
And she was drunk, snoring, farting. I was like,
she was snoring too. See, I'm not a snorer. I'm so blessed. I'm not a snorer.
I wanted to punch her. I was like, this bitch is snoring. And then she's farting too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. So I don't know. I'm pretty in tune with my body, so I'm glad I'm not a snorer. But if I do snore and someone says, "Oh, you were snoring," I instantly know that I'm gonna get a cold soon. I'm like, "Oh no, that's the sign." Because that's a respiratory sign for me because I don't snore, like not ever. Even like with big boobs, you would think a lot of people say when you have big boobs, like you makes you snore. That's not the case. But even like the farting part, but I was just talking about this with me and my son. We talk about the craziest shit. So the other day we were talking about like when you go out to dinner on a date or certain things, you know what foods fuck you up, right? Don't brag about how you love hot foods and then you eat a whole plate of hot chicken wings and you're in the bathroom for an hour while your date is on the fucking couch. Like you knew you couldn't fuck with them wings, right?
Right.
Just like there's certain foods I know I can't fuck with, and if I'm going out on a date, I'm not going to order them at dinner, especially if you want me to come back to your house and watch a movie because I'm not making it that far, boo-boo. No, and I'm definitely not shitting at your house. Like thou shalt not shit on foreign toilets. You just don't do that. Unless it's unless y'all been dating a long time and it's okay, go use the separate bathroom, use the poopery, get the spray going, put the fan on, we're okay. But like on a like just casual like just hanging, no, I'm not. No, you just know. I know people though, straight up like dudes who they don't care. They will blow your whole fucking bathroom out on your first date.
Yeah.
Like what?
Right.
What motherfucker? No, you ain't never coming back to my house again. First of all, I don't even be bringing people back to my house, but they be telling me the stories, and it's crazy. Crazy, clogging up toilets. Bad.
Yeah, sure
house party. House party. That motherfucker. That's a motherfucking log. Oh, I know that was the
right.
Yeah.
I will say, hey, I don't know. When I was younger, I remember I went out on a date and he wanted me to hang out after, and my stomach was not right, and I didn't really eat much, but I was just, when you're younger, you don't really eat a lot, right? So when you do eat, you instantly have to use the restroom. So I said to him, I was like, I'm thirsty, and he's like, I got stuff in the fridge. I was like, you don't really have anything I want to drink, and I like picked like a crazy drink that he didn't have, like a mango iced tea twist, something fucking weird. And he's like, okay. I was like, I'm going to run to the Speedway right there and go get one. He's
At least you played it off good.
Right now. And I was like, yeah, right now. I was like, I'll be right back. Fucking before he could even say anything, I snatched my purse and ran out the house. Like, I'm going to take care of this in a whole nother location.
Right. No, there ain't nothing wrong
we're going to get this under control.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm just respectful like that. Plus, I'm a lady.
That's a little bit embarrassing. I mean, that is a little bit embarrassing. I mean, come on. If it's your first time,
like I think it was like our second time hanging out.
Or even the first couple days. Yeah, I don't.
But again,
I don't know. I
think it's okay. I don't know why. I think it's okay for a guy. Like if it was our second time and he said, can I go use your restroom? Right. I wouldn't have judged him, but it's different for a girl, and guys judge girls differently.
Now, no, you're right. Now, if like say that was me and it was on a like say the third date or something, and I really had to go, and I knew I was gonna get some.
Right.
This is what I would do is I would blow out her bathroom, but I would spray, not leave no evidence, and then I would be like, "Can I take a shower real quick?"
Oh, and then you blow out her bath.
A little sweaty, and I take a shower.
It was a little sweaty.
Well,
that's a good move.
There you go.
Take a shower. Just listen. I mean, I
guess I would remember have to pack an extra pair of underoos, but
I have a friend.
what?
He just says constantly flush while you shit. If you hear a lot of flushing going on, that's
Courtesy
what's happening.
flushes, right?
And I'm okay with that. Thank you for being considerate. Thank you for not
Now
sitting on
get
my
out.
couch
Damn,
while you
now
got a
get out.
turtle head poking out, farting
Oh,
10
hell no.
times, stinking
turtle-
like you got shit in your pants.
That's a horrible thought right there you just gave me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But so are you gonna
You
play
know,
this
I'm here
video?
for visuals.
Yeah, so I was trying to find some funny scene. So the verdict came out yesterday, and then
Talking about pieces of shit. Here we go. Sorry.
Great segue.
There we go. Sorry.
Okay.
Flush his ass. He's a nugget. Drink, remember that?
Be seated. Members of the jury, I understand you have a verdict.
This is the verdict. George Floyd officer that was.
Members of the jury, I will now read the verdicts as they will appear on the permanent records of the
CHAUVIN.
Judicial District. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin, District Court, 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota Plaintiff versus Derek Michael Chauvin, Defendant. Verdict, Count 1. Court file number 27, CR 20-12646. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to Count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Jury foreperson 019.
So, Tori, what's your thoughts? I talked to a lot of different people, and they gave me their opinions. I have my opinions on it, but I can tell you, he looked very shocked that he was guilty. I didn't see at all any remorse in his face.
None. Zero.
That he thought that he was going to get off, and I think he thought that I'm above the law. This will just be thrown out, or I'll be not guilty. Of course, not thrown out, but not guilty. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I believe that. Okay, again, let's start by what you said. No remorse whatsoever. Not a tear shed. Not a look on his face of remorse or hurt or crying. He had a kind of a confused, like an idiotic look on his face.
Right.
Like, I think it was a cross between surprised and confused. Like, he did this, like, I don't understand. I still believe he thinks he's above the law and thinks he might cut some down on his sentencing, maybe. I think the prosecution did an incredible job laying it out, putting it out there, speaking the way that they did. I think the defense was fucking so ridiculously stupid. They couldn't even argue any of it. So they just basically, they did what they did. They thought they could do. But I don't think there was any way that they would have been able to prove any other verdict than guilty. I hope that he gets the full 40. I think he's going to get 25. Let's face it. He's still a cop and he's still a white cop. I hope they make an example out of him, because this needs to happen. I mean, he clearly murdered George Floyd, and somebody said the other day, George Floyd lived, it's like 17,000 days with all his convictions, all his demons, all his convictions, all of his hurdles in his life, you know, people want to throw out, oh, he was a drug addict, he was this, he had it was a fucking counterfeit $20 bill, right? Not even a half tank of gas worth. And he lived 17,000 days alive getting through these convictions, and he died under 10 minutes in the hands of this monster. So I'm so glad that this, you know, justice has been served. I really am. I just hope that the sentence fits the crime. So.
Okay. Alex?
I mean, I watched the video. I'll just keep it short and sweet. I mean, I think that he, you know, a lot of people that don't understand the law, you know, second, they just wanted him to go to jail. But second, like, I'm just looking it up to refresh my memory and remind people, you know, the second degree murder may be the reason that you felt that he had those expressions on his face and he was careless. Is that, or he doesn't, you know, like you said, you both said that he's above the law, because second degree murder is causing the death of a human being without intent to cause the death. So,
but first degree is with intent, and they wouldn't have been able to make first degree stick.
Right. So I just wanted that's what I heard people talking about on the radio. That I agree there was really something to take out of that, and a lot of people need to understand that the law, that, you know what I mean. So a lot of people don't. They just want, oh, he went going to jail for, you know, for 40 years. Okay, yeah, and like you said, he might only be in it for 25 or something. You know, so you know, I just wanted to point that out. But I mean, I'm definitely, yeah, it's a step, man.
So, you know, like you said, it's without intent. Do you think he intended to murder him? I don't. But did he know that leaning on his neck
I think he knew exactly what he was doing and what could have happened.
Absolutely.
Within 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Because I lose my breath. You know, I gotta throw that out there. I'm just getting back to working out, but I lose my breath so easily. So
he was yelling, gasping for his life, yelling, trying to yell, I can't breathe, saying I can't breathe, gasping for his life and crying.
Right.
And he continued to knee on his neck.
Yeah. And that's the number one thing that
you're a monster. I don't give a fuck what uniform you have on, what badge you have. You are a fucking monster.
Yeah. And that's the number one thing that has been stuck in my head from all of that, from that incident.
So I'm gonna
9 minutes.
Did you see the video of him?
I only watched it like twice, but I was just, you know, other than
I just saw it again the other day, you know, during the trial.
But
and
just the number
that day was so rough.
Right.
So rough. I can't even imagine.
Somebody said this the other day. When George Zimmerman did this, if they would have made an example out of him, and he wasn't a police officer, you think we would have Brianna, we would have George Floyd?
Oh, I think certain things like that would happen,
I think certain things would still happen. But I do feel, I mean, look at Zimmerman. These motherfuckers are buying, he's having signings.
Right.
Full on signings where he's signing packs of Skittles.
Right.
How disgusting is that? Absolutely disgusting. I think that he should have been made an example. I do believe that these things still would have happened.
Right.
I don't know. I will say today though, and so we're driving down the street, and I see in the far left lane there's cop lights, and I automatically think it's an accident because that's what it's crashing up derby here in Arizona. So I see, and then I realize it's a police officer, and he's behind a broke down car. Right. It's a Mercedes, and it's an older Mercedes, but it's a Mercedes, and he's putting flares out there. And and we're in a predominantly rural, you know, area that's mixed. There's low income area, right?
Right.
And we drive past, the car broke down, and it's a young black male, and he's in the car by himself. Like, they told him to get in the car and be safe. And honestly, I was like, you know what? I looked at it and I go, oh, even my son goes, man, I'm so glad they're helping him, because I feel like they totally would have profiled him any other time. And I'm so glad that they helped him, and that's what they should do. And when you drive past police officers helping people and you finally say, well, good for them, like, that's awesome, instead of it just automatically being that, that's a fucking problem. Like, it should automatically be where they help, and you shouldn't think anything negative of that situation. But when you see stuff like that with everything going on, you can't help but think what the situation would be different. And think about that young black man that was in that car when he broke down in the middle of the road and the cop pulled up. The other day, I had anxiety just driving in my little minivan, right? So now you just, it's so sad. You just never know what's going to happen. And
on our news thing, and then I'm going to play a little devil's advocate, because I've had some people that felt that he should have been convicted, but there's a lot of them that say, well, I don't know if he should have been convicted for this. So our bias. You're going to have
both sides.
Right. So I posted this yesterday. Somebody posted, can you say railroad? He should have been found guilty, but not of all 3 charges. Makes no intentional homicide is he should have been found guilty of. Now, someone responded and said, so he unintentionally leaned on the man's neck with his full body weight for almost 10 minutes, not to mention a handcuffed man that wasn't resisting. I'm just trying to make sure I read your response correctly. Now, I'll let you answer that. I'll let you guys answer that. So there was also, I talked to another person. He said, that I guess the autopsy, and I didn't read this, but this is what he's telling me. The autopsy say that he died from suffocation. He actually died for something else.
Right.
Something along those lines.
Well, there was more than one.
He died in their hands. So
right. Okay. And then here's the other thing. Well, he was a criminal, and they were just doing their job, and this and this and that. So I'm going to throw that out to you guys, and so you can comment on what I just read, and then that other stuff, like, well, he's an officer, you know what I mean? Like, he was, he thought his life was in danger, whatever the case may be. He's a criminal, blah 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 blah. But go ahead.
Well, he was handcuffed. Where was his life in danger? He was handcuffed on the ground. Where was the cop's life in danger, where they couldn't have hogtied him or did something like they normally do? They didn't even, I don't know, to lean on somebody's neck to say that he is endangering their life is just, it's false. His life wasn't in danger. He did not need to do all that. He put so much excessive force on him. I don't care what drugs he tried, was on, had in his system from the night before. You don't knee on someone's neck.
That's how they wanted to do.
Their windpipe, a full-grown man, right? All your body weight, and he's yelling, I can't breathe. Well, if he's being any type of combative, why do you think that is? He's struggling for air.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
if anything, why didn't they let him sit there? Fucking let him roll around for a minute. Let him roll around. What's he going to do? He's got handcuffs on. Where's he going? Off the curb? Where's he really going? Fucking hog tie his feet. He can't run. There's other ways. They could have pepper sprayed him. There's other ways.
Right.
Alex?
No, look, okay. She just put all kinds of thoughts into my mind. Many times, we tell that we've got pulled over and or just watch fucking Cops, man, the TV show, and seeing people get pulled over in Florida, Detroit, wherever the hell, man. And they they're handcuffed and they're set down. They're never treated like that. And I know I'm just saying that. I know it's TV and all that stuff.
Dog the Bounty Hunter gives you a cigarette after he chases you the fuck down.
But I mean, what happened to just, taking us, like he wasn't fighting nobody back. He wasn't a threat ever at one point. So what happened to just taking us, handcuffing us, taking us in? If you want to find out what drugs or alcohol is in someone's body, that's what fucking breathalyzers are for. All this other shit, real quick drug test shit that they got, whatever. So, I mean, like, you should have just been taken to the police station. Go from, you know what I mean? Go just, it's like it could have been so simple, man. He could have been contained.
He could have been detained another way. They did not. No.
There was no way that he was.
And it It wasn't like they got called because there was a weapon, a gun. There was a fight. There wasn't any type of, domestic violence. There wasn't any
That's what I'm saying. He was begging for his life before he even had to.
It was a $20 bill. It was a counterfeit $20 bill. Like,
so
really?
and my thoughts, and like I said, these are my thoughts, but definitely, if someone is a violent criminal, okay, have many cars. If someone is someone that is, let's say, that is a drug abuser, or someone that's hooked on drugs, they need to treat these people, then criminalize.
Oh, right.
Absolutely.
You mean get them help? Like get them help?
If it's a small felony, $20 bill, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? As long as he's not going there shooting up a store with a bulletproof vest, there shouldn't be any type of violence. Now, this guy was, convicted or whatever, but this is how I feel. To be honest with you, they would probably make an example out of a lot of people. And I'm not just talking about cops, but if they made an example out of people like they do in third world countries, we would have less. Right. If you are a rapist,
everybody comes here.
Cock off, guess what? It probably would end.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah, an eye for an eye. Didn't the Bible say an eye? If you kill somebody with a gun, line your ass up. If you're convicted and you killed them and there was nothing wrong with you and you killed them, we'll line you up and shoot you. If George Floyd, the guy that killed the cop,
you touch children, you die. You don't go to jail. You don't get three hots in a cot. No, you go to you're done.
Swift. They said justice was served. I don't think so. I would march him out to the fucking hanging and hang him and say, guess what? You choked him, so you will die of suffocation. I just think public execution, I think people wouldn't commit crimes. It doesn't matter if it's a cop or a drug dealer or a fucking massive killer. You know what I mean? I think they would stop. Things would just stop. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You keep stealing and you get your fingers cut off, you ain't gonna steal no more.
Right. And then
they say, and you look at other countries who they say, right? You see other countries who don't. Never mind. You see other countries that like they have the gun control, but you have people saying, oh well, you take the guns, the criminals don't have them, but you look at their criminal rate, they have a different justice, they have a different swift and fierce justice. That's why when shit pops off in another country with a shooting, it's like mind blowing because that shit don't happen there, right? You don't hear of Holland, you don't hear of France having these shootings, you don't hear of these things happening on a regular basis there. Why do you think that is?
They know that the justice system, even though they're a criminal, they will be protected.
Absolutely.
You ever watch that, Tori? Or you drink crime? I think it's called like Crime Stories or something. But it's like they talk. It's a lot about like things that happen like in Europe or in England and stuff like places like that. And
I've heard of it. I don't know. I'm sure I probably
stuff like that. So I know exactly. Like I seen some. They just don't play around.
They really don't.
So you're in a dungeon.
And
jail is a dungeon.
People,
and shit
like Drake said, right the fuck away. They ain't playing with you. But like Drake said, people with drug problems, they try to offer help and support instead of criminalizing them. Right. And some people might not agree with, but like in Amsterdam and certain areas, they actually have spaces where if you are a drug user, you can go and pull up and you can use it safely there. Right. Is using drugs safe? No, it contradicts itself. But when you look at the statistics of the people using and the people getting clean and actually accepting the help, it's a huge difference compared to here in the U.S. And in areas that criminalize this use, right? Because I feel that when you have more help and it's more open and talked about and people aren't shamed, then they are more likely to succeed on the help you're trying to give them. Now, I'm not saying for everybody, but if they took if we took suit, I definitely think it would, be great. Just like when they legalized weed. Look at all the crime that's gone on. Look at all the things that it's helped pay for. I mean, it's all about money, I think.
You put this bozo on here. Oh my god.
I'm not adultery. I have nothing I can't handle. Suspended license, 3 DUIs.
I want those shoulder pads.
If we have swift justice like this,
worst shit in the world.
You name your price.
Hershey, call control for Nate's weapon.
I don't
Terrible.
Man, thank you for this. I'm having nightmares.
Violation, Barbara. How do you please?
Only movie I didn't like watching of Sylvester Stallone.
What are you doing?
Grenade.
I'm done.
so
and I would make him clean it up. Clean
so
it.
he
I
guy
just
had
want his gold shoulder pads.
the guy had a DUI, so he suspended so he blew.
Fuck
Blue-
around.
Imagine if we have swift justice like that. Oh,
Right?
DUI. Blow
I
you.
don't know.
Oh,
I think swift justice
Like a
for
warning
murder.
is just a slap.
I think swift justice
Or
for things
something.
like murders, rapes, kidnappings, things like those.
Right.
I think that for sure. And I think the other things that are petty crimes, I don't think that deadly force should be used unless you absolutely have to.
So look, I got a question
Period.
for you. I got a question for you guys. Do you think that this trial, you think this is gonna do anything to affect like how they handle future cases and stuff like that, or do you think they're just gonna be forgotten about after so long? Or
I guess I'll stop
Good
sharing this.
question.
I'll stop sharing that real quick. I just wanted to say that before I think it will, but I got to be honest with you. Even though he was guilty, this was another thing that they said that the jurors felt very pressured to make sure that he was, even if he, let's say he wasn't, but I'm saying if he was or wasn't, they felt guilty that they had to come back with a guilty charge because if not,
you already. Oh yeah,
look at this. This whole city will fucking
been
torch.
The whole city
what
would
we've
have
seen
been
in
burnt
the
down.
last year and a half would have looked like a carnival.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't
People would have
understand.
been dying.
That's why I don't understand why he looks so fucking confused. He knew
It
he
would
was
have
going
been
to be
Civil War,
found
bro, or
guilty.
World War III, bro. It really, I would
Oh,
have
they
went
were
out. I would
outside
have went out that
waiting.
night and bought something. I would have had to. I swear on everything I love.
Somebody was telling me, were you the
yeah.
one telling me, Tori, that so today is the 5th anniversary, and I'll play it. Today's the 5th anniversary of Prince, and they said he is rolling in his grave. Did you tell me that?
Yes, he is. I did not tell you, but I knew this. Yeah, he's definitely rolling in his grave.
This is
Absolutely.
what's going on in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's terrible. And then you look at his songs and you look at some of his quotes. I was looking at them yesterday and today, and he was so wise behind his years. He's so wise when you actually sit down and read them and not just listen to the song, right? So yeah, he's definitely rolling in his grave.
He was words of Booker T once again, because he had got a question asked to him. And this is like a podcast from a couple days ago or something, but who are his 5 favorite like artists and stuff like that? And he was, oh man, that's, he goes, I'll name them throughout the show, but that's gonna like take a minute. But so the first one he named was Prince.
Ban everything, but
he was just such a great composer of everything he wrote. You know what I mean? He was.
I'm gonna play a couple seconds of this. So another rapper falls the other day, Black Rob, and I'm gonna play just a second of it. So I won't play anymore because then.
Yeah, I know, man. You got me hyped real quick.
Yeah,
I listened to it earlier.
My fucking Facebook got us not being able to play Black Rob. Come
Yeah,
on.
so
I listened to it before the show.
Black Rob dead at 51.
Sad.
Kind of crazy.
Really
Did you read?
sad.
Say it again.
Black Rob.
Yeah, no, I know, but what'd you say after that? It's kind of.
I said just kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like
he's been sick, man.
Yeah, he's been sick.
I've known about that for a long time.
I think he did go visit. I think they said that he went to visit DMX in the hospital.
Yeah.
No,
he sent a video because he was in the hospital.
Yeah,
himself.
he had like three, like in 2014, 15, he had three strokes, and I looked that up. But I remember when he had when
you could tell in his eyes he was sick. You know,
he had stroke. He had organ failure.
He had a lot of stuff going on, man.
He
was real sick.
He was homeless at a point. You know, he didn't have anybody to help him, and so he was living in halfway houses. He did a video. He did a video. You know, maybe on Instagram.
So let me ask you a question, because I don't know. So I mean, he's on Bad Boy. You know, Bad Boy's at the top in the '90s, early 2000s. Where did that money go?
Good question.
I mean, I think he was obviously dealing with.
I know he branched off. I know he branched off.
Yeah, because I was looking at Puff did his first album, did his second album, his third album he didn't, and it's funny because you know I know when he was pushing Notorious Big, his Puff's first artist, because we brought him to Phoenix, was Craig Mack, and then as soon as he found Notorious Big, he pulled all the pushing from Craig Mack, and then Craig Mack did his second album, didn't get whatever, and then ended up getting sick and he died. Like, what's going? You know what I mean? Like, and I know that they were trying to back Notorious Big, and they pulled all the backing from Craig Mack, but Craig Mack was getting a push in '94, and all of a sudden, boom, that was it. Right, '96. Nobody knew who he was, so I don't know.
Black Rob came out with that. That was in like '97. When he came out with that. So he had a good. I mean, he didn't have an LL Cool J run, of course, but he had a good run. And then his album, Life Story, which went platinum in 2000, came out because I mean, we had obviously we had all of that. But
he was done. He was done.
Yeah.
It was an independent label.
I mean, think about it. Diddy was going. He changed his name to Diddy. He was going in other ways. I mean, he
was going in a different direction.
You know what I mean? So, after those, you got to think about it, man. There was a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? Mace left. I mean, there was a lot of things going on. So he was probably, trying to play Rubik's Cube and figure shit out. But yeah, he was a great artist, man. I mean, he made some good. His album's classic. His album is classic, man. So my favorite songs wasn't Whoa, it was this song called Espacio with Lil' Kim, and
I like that song.
My God. And then I just listened to earlier 24 Hours to Live. He was on there. I've been listening. These are songs I listen to every day. And I Love You, Baby. I Love You, Baby is my favorite one off his album, though.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Did you see the reports that Diddy helped pay for his funeral?
Yeah. Well, you know what, Tori? Social media they can be they right away, like they know what the fuck is going on. All the trolls, and they go out there and started talking shit to Diddy, and little did they know that he had reached out, at least from what I read, that he reached out, and it was just too late. It was too late. He was gonna reach out to him, or he did, and then after that happened, he offered to pay for it. So
I'm just sad that Diddy didn't help him. I know it's not everybody's responsibility, but I'm sad that knowing that he had these strokes and he had kidney failure and he had things happening that Diddy didn't help, anonymously put him up in a house. Like he's got more than enough money to help him. And I don't know the backstory. I don't know. Did somebody do somebody wrong? Did somebody cross somebody at a time? Did they? I don't know. And you don't know. But when you have that much money and this person was on your team, if it wasn't that serious and it comes down to it years later, I really feel like he should have reached out, especially with all the things that happened in Diddy's life and losing the mother of his children. And, we all go through things. But if you have the means to make an impact on somebody who helped you at some point in your life during your career, and y'all flowed together, and it was a mutual exchange of energy and power and help, I think he should have put it out there. Or maybe he did, but he should have never been homeless dealing with this condition.
No,
he should. He has way too many friends that could have helped him.
Right. So, just like Master P said, and what was the other rapper? They need some type of a union.
Yeah.
Rapper union, so they can.
Oh, my boy Nori been pushing for that shit for like 5 years, bro.
Yeah, to have a rapper union, so some of these guys that they should be able to help them. But
he's
if there's one person that could put it together, it would be Master P. He's a brilliant mind. He really he stays behind the scenes for the most part. But when you look at his history and just his making moves and things like that, I think all of them, Nori, all of them, I think that there should be a board and they should really make it happen.
Imagine if he read that note that DJ Motion sent him, he wouldn't be Master P.
Exactly. How funny is that? Yeah, I thought that was a great story too, because you just never know. Like, you just never know. And now look at him. He fucking shits on gold toilets. Come on, he's the shit.
Another person that passed. That was really sad when I read this story because I guess he had really bad asthma. So Scottie Pippen's firstborn son died.
Bulls great Scottie Pippen is mourning a devastating loss. Today he tweeted this, quote, "I'm heartbroken to share that yesterday I said goodbye to my firstborn son, Antron. Two of us shared a love for basketball. We had countless conversations about the game." Pippen says Antron had suffered from chronic asthma, but did not say that's what caused his death. He was only 33 years old.
Those are beautiful pictures that he shared.
Yeah.
So do you know, because they still haven't said what it is, and that's I assumed that he might.
They said it was they said it was because of asthma. They said he had.
Well, he said he had chronic asthma. He said it's always been an issue his entire life. He said he believed his son would have been a pro basketball player if it wasn't for his health conditions. He loved the game. He always tried his hardest, and it just was an ongoing issue. They did, though, at most of the articles at the end say official cause of death hasn't been said yet. So they leave that open to think like, okay, was it this? Was it suicide? Was it, I mean, and I don't want to speculate, but for you to throw out there at the end that official cause of death hasn't been released yet. So you're insinuating that it wasn't asthma that was the official cause of death. I don't know. Either way, it's so sad. So sad.
He's a strong guy because in 1994 he lost his daughter.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Drake? Do you remember hearing that?
No, I remember.
I don't remember, but I read that. Yeah.
Now that you're saying it, but I'm like, damn, really?
Because
Scottie Pippen.
And the only reason I remember that is because 94, 95, who wasn't on the Bulls team?
Right.
Yeah.
And I've heard
why?
I heard a lot. I've just from watching stories about when Michael Jordan left and about the Bulls teams, just sports stories and shit like that. Through documentaries and stuff like that.
He suffered a lot of
They would
pain
bring
in his life.
They would bring up how Scottie Pippen had to be the leader when he was gone, and they talked about when he lost his daughter. She passed away 9 days after she was born.
Wow, dude.
So that was what I thought about. Like, damn, this is his second
He's
kid,
lost
so I
two
had
children.
to look it up.
Oh man.
So he's a strong man. As much as I couldn't stand us playing him, I mean, I hate him like I hate the Yankees when he put the Bulls
all
jersey
that's
on.
aside.
But he was a hell of a player, bro. He's a top 50 graded player. So I mean, God bless him, man. God bless him and family.
Yeah.
So another person died.
I don't.
He's Wahlberg's mother, Alma, 78. She had dementia, I believe, or Alzheimer's.
I think she died from cervical cancer. That's what I read.
Yeah, I love her.
Can't watch moms cry.
If I could, I'd protect you from the sadness in your eyes. Give you courage in a world of compromise. Yes, I would. If
Grand opening.
I would teach you all the things I've never learned,
That song, man.
and I'd help you cross the bridges that I burned. Yes, I would.
She
If I
did it all, boy.
could try to shield your innocence from I want you grow so I can let you go.
Wow. That's a beautiful freaking video.
Thank you.
So Donnie made that for his mom.
And now I'm a mess.
Right.
I'm sorry, Tori.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
What are you doing
now
to-
I'm a mess.
Great video.
Ooh, I held it. I tried. I really tried to hold it together.
It was a great video. I think Donnie was the closest to her, but
yeah,
it was a great video. It was he made that for his
she
mom.
was an
Only reason I
incredible
didn't cry is I
soul.
put my
She
head
was
down a
such
little
right.
Such an angel, man.
Ashes. Try not to do this. Ooh. Yes, Tom. She was.
Can you have your girl
incredible soul. I know, right? I'm gonna need my girl to bring me some
There she goes.
Kleenex over here. Can I get a tissue, please? I need my assistant to bring me a tissue, please. Thank you, love.
Hey, I was waiting to see a hand come out of nowhere. And shit.
You want to see it? Hang on. You want to see it?
Yeah, let's see your hand.
That's funny as hell.
There you go.
Thank you, Will.
That's awesome. What the hell?
Anyways, ooh, child.
Daddy's across the street at my sister's. Now, can you please come over here?
Got
and
my
get me?
lazy ass cat. Do
I
something,
got my,
man.
Alex said, I got my lazy ass cat.
Guy.
Your cat needs to get up on his game, right?
He might bring you the fucking paper later.
Or a mouse.
Jesus.
Like, don't ask your cat to bring you something. But anyway, so Alma Wahlberg was
Man.
just
God bless
an
her.
incredible woman, a rock to their whole family. And I don't,
It's rough.
you know, she held their family together. She was the glue. And I know how hard it is, but I think because they were so close, I love how close they were, and I know
9
that they're
children.
gonna carry
Ooh,
that. You know, they're going to
family
carry
right
that throughout. My favorite thing about her is Alma has an organization called Alma Cares, and it's to feed the hungry. Doesn't matter why you need to be fed, but that was her purpose in life. Not only to be the rock of her family, but Mark and Donnie both knew that his mom loved to feed people and people who were hungry, and that's where their love of food and cooking came from, and sharing and just being, you know, such a giving soul. So she's definitely passed that down to them. And I know, you know, people are asking about donations and this and that, and they just want, you know, instead of flowers or any kind of, you know, donations, they want the donations to be made in lieu of the Alma Cares Foundation, which it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
You think that was an awesome video that they did?
Oh my God, so great, so great. The song kills me. Whew, the video is so great. How can you not smile at all the amazing moments that they've shared?
Right.
I love that whenever they would, this is another thing I love about them. Whenever they would have award ceremonies or, you know, any like that, they always brought her as their date. And I just thought that was great. You know, she was always there. That speaks volumes of how wonderful mom and woman she was on this earth.
Right. So,
yeah.
Prince Philip's funeral was on Saturday, and this was Queen Elizabeth. You saw her tear up, but can you play it?
Tears. The monarch appeared to wipe away a tear while arriving for Prince Philip's funeral on Saturday. Her Majesty was accompanied by a lady-in-waiting as she rode behind the Duke of Edinburgh's casket, and she entered St. George's Chapel alone, dressed in all black and wearing a face mask. The Queen remained solo for the rest of the ceremony as well. COVID-19 restrictions prevented more than 30 people from attending the service in person, and only those from the same household could sit together. The guest list was originally 800. Only family members were present, including a reunited Prince William and Prince Harry, who walked in the procession with cousin Peter Phillips in between them. No attendees were dressed in military attire, but several royals displayed their medals. Harry's pregnant wife, Meghan Markle, was advised by her physician not to fly overseas for the event. The Duchess of Sussex is said to have been hopeful to attend and watched from her and Harry's home in California. Following the news of Philip's death on April 9th, royal expert.
So, that was kind of sad that Queen Elizabeth was, teared up. And I know she
Very
wrote.
sad.
Yeah, I know she wrote a letter, but I couldn't find it. I don't know if you read the letter or not, the goodbye letter.
I did not. Oh, man, no, I did not.
Yeah, she had a goodbye letter.
I don't know if I can take that right now. You might
No?
have to just send that to me, put it in the link or something. I don't know. You read the goodbye letter.
I'm done.
I'm
That's a
going to
wrap for me.
lose my shit. Okay, we just talked about a lot of death. You played a sad-ass song.
Yeah,
Now we're going to
yesterday
the Queen
was,
writes a goodbye letter.
Yesterday was like Luther
you-
Vandross's anniversary. and
yes. And then Prince's. I'm going to need a drink
I forced
after
to
this.
listen to a song that my father loved. And so
I
yeah,
love me some
you're killing me
Luther.
there, buddy. But it's all good. We gotta pay. our
we got to
respects
talk about
and our
it.
love.
We have to talk about it. So
Gotta pay our love and
even if
respects
it's
because
even
they
if
are
it's
very,
hard.
very important people. They entertain. They gave us something to pay attention to for a very long time and to enjoy and put smiles on our faces and make some jokes too and stuff. So
I was, I was kind of sad, which I don't put nothing past the British tabloids and the British media, right? They're just harsh. And so I just don't like how they were, shocked. She wiped a tear from her eye. Like she just lost her life, her soulmate.
Yeah, those are
of decades. And she's not a fucking monster. She's not a lizard,
and see,
right?
And that's you just hit it right on the head right there. That's exactly what I mean. When I see stuff like that, I change the channel. I don't want to talk about dumb ass shit like that. But listen, sorry, but when I'm in the supermarket line and I'm looking at the National Enquirer and shit, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Or I'm laughing like that shit's, you know what I mean? Like, so that's what I mean by like their their lives is just it's crazy stuff. So it's like, it's wild things to talk people care to talk about.
Can I read something? These were Prince's words, and they came across my page today, and I just thought it was true. So he said, this was a quote by Prince: "For people who don't understand why others mourn the death of artists, you need to understand that these people have been a shoulder to cry on, our rock. They've been family, friends, leaders, teachers, and role models. Many have taught us what we need to know and what to do when times get tough. When they are rough, they've helped us move on. They've pushed us out of bed. They've helped us live when nobody else had the time to. Artists have inspired us in endless ways and have been with us through the stages of our lives. We've made memories with them, so when they die, a part of us dies as well." Prince.
Exactly.
Perfectly said.
Yep. So I don't know if you guys caught this. So April 24th, for whatever reason, is National Rape Day. And I don't know, stopped on TikTok. So I was going to tell Tori, I know I told my ex-wife, I told her to tell my daughter, please be careful this Saturday. So please be careful. Please,
who fucking invented this shit?
I don't know, but please.
This shit come from? Are you serious?
Yep. Here it is. Maybe it's not explaining it. Let me go to the article because it's not explaining it.
Okay.
It says TikTok has now found a video promoting National Day of Carrying Out Rape and sexual assault after multiple users made videos warning people about the alarming trend. According to some users in the group, men have declared April 24th National Rape Day, and has made videos popular on video sharing app, urging others to carry out assaults on that day. So kind of like the fucking purge. Numerous TikTokers have made videos to bid warning to the followers potential threats. Videos with on April 24th hashtag more than 25 million combined viewers on Monday. But the spokesperson for TikTok, no videos are promoting to carry out the charge on April 24th has not been found on our platform. So all I was saying is, please, if you're a woman, please be careful. There's a lot of fucking crazies out there, and if they try to carry out like a fucking purge, like rape thing, I don't know. I'm just saying, just be careful, please. Everybody that's a woman, even if you're a man, please be careful on that day, because if they, people, because like I said, it was funny because I was talking to my barber, right? And she, I was telling her she's a female. You met her. She was on the show.
Yeah.
And so 11-year-old gets in the chair next to me, and they start getting a haircut. And he's like, "Oh, you guys are talking about the National Rape Day," and I'm like,
he knew.
11-year-old knew that there was National Rape Day on this Saturday, and I'm like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." Yeah.
Wow. I'm it don't happen often, but I'm like speechless. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, only thing I can say is make sure you go out, you are strapped. You got some type of protection. I don't care if it's a damn steak knife off your counter. Bring something with you. Mace, a taser wand, some pepper spray, a shank, something.
Well, my barber, she's like, I got it. I got my gun in my purse.
Gun, right. But not everybody has access to a gun. So if something that you can, there's lots of things. Also,
don't go nowhere alone.
Don't go nowhere alone. Don't go in dark spots. Don't park next to fucking vans. Know that you can kick out tail lights when you're in a trunk. There's some things that you need to know. Because you can get and be aware of Uber. Be aware of Uber, because Uber drivers can lock you in the back seat of a car. Always sit in the kill spot. The kill spot is behind the driver. Have your purse ready with the chain or the strap, so you can put it around his neck and fucking tighten it and choke him the fuck out. Brace yourself for a crash. Prepare yourself if you're going out. I always.
If you're a lady, make sure you're staying in public place.
Always got a mental plan.
Just always have,
If I
they could be chloroforming people. You don't know.
I'm cautious anywhere I go anyway.
I'm just telling you.
Always head on a swivel.
I always got a plan. If I take an Uber or something, that shit is just. It's in there.
Women always need, we have this thing in our house, and my son says it to me every time I leave the house. It doesn't even matter if I'm going to the mailbox. He looks at me.
That's how I used to be.
And he says, head on a swivel. We are always, and he catches me with my guard down. He's constantly quizzing me. I will be in the living room, and not to try to make light of the situation, but I'll be folding laundry in the living room, right? And finally, he pops up from the side of the couch. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I was crouched down for 15 minutes and you never fucking saw me. And I'm like, what? He's like, my ass is on fire. I was literally in a stance, in a football squat, waiting for you to see me. Do you know that you could have been killed already? And I'm like, I'm in the fucking living room folding clothes. How would I be killed? He's like, they could come in your house and fucking kill you. You're not paying attention. He does it to me nonstop, and I'm so grateful.
Listen, damn it, like fucking burning.
He's like, my quads are on fire right now.
That's right. That's how I was about to say.
Paying attention. Your bitch ass ain't paying attention. Boom, you're dead.
I'm laughing because my legs are on fire right now, but I can imagine it's hilarious.
It's funny as I try not to laugh. I'm so grateful that he does it, because he really keeps me on my toes to be protected, and he's always so worried about me. And I'm so grateful for that, because my son really, he's like, Mom, no, you really have to be careful. And you go in my minivan, and I got a fucking shank this big in the fucking van, he keeps it in the door for me.
One thing that my ex-wife could never, I never ever let it. I don't care what she wanted, what time of night, what day it was. I'm not, you know, because we used to live down the street from like the hill, you know, by all the stores and stuff. I'm sitting on the Meyer. I'm just gonna. I used to get so mad. We get arguments sometimes. But like, damn, but you don't have to go. I was like, yes, I do. You're not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not.
I was followed in a mire before. I was followed in a mire. You know, for me, it's really
real
hard.
Cautious.
It's really hard for me not to do stuff by myself. First of all, I'm a single woman, right? I'm single. So what am I going to do? And then, you know, a lot of times my older child was watching my younger child, so I wouldn't want to bring them out. So you don't bring them with you, right? Or just, you know, you just, I'm going to run out.
Convenient.
What's convenient for you? And, you know, a lot in Michigan, a lot of stuff is open 24 hours. So I like to go when there's I have this little social anxiety about stores in general. Like, I just don't like big crowds. I don't like crowds. I don't like when dudes try to approach me. I always, like, it's just weird, right? And it happens often. Or I have random weird ladies trying to talk to me. Like, I'm nice. I'm just not friendly like that.
You just know when you go out, you're like,
you
just want to get what you got to get.
Random weird ladies.
Random weird ladies, men. Like, I mean, like, I know that I'm a bright light, and I know that I have an aura about me that attracts people. It took me a long time to realize this, but I do. But in action, but you also have to remember that moths are attracted to light as well. You know, so in general, I would go at different times, but I was really scared. In Meyer, I had a gentleman following me, right? I had a guy following me, and I instantly realized that he was like, he popped up. He was first in the, you know, in the grocery area. Then he was I went to the baby area to get baby wipes. He was then over there.
Wow.
Then he was like in another, like in like by stationery, right? All he had in his hand was a pack of cashews. He had a bag of peanuts in his hand, right? So I'm like, okay, this motherfucker's following me. So instantly I roll up on an aisle that had an associate in it. And I said, don't look now, but I feel that somebody's following me. And she's like, well, do you want me? I said, don't look, we're going to walk together. So she starts to walk to the front, like she's going to get somebody, and he like dips out. He dips away, right? He clearly was following me. She's seen me with him. She goes to the front. Now I've got something in my hand, because now I'm going to crack this dude with a jar of mayo. Like, I got mayonnaise. I'm about to fuck him up, right? I don't have any protection on me at all. Everything I have is in the car, which is just stupid. And I get to the front, and he's in the checkout with his wife.
Oh my God.
He followed me through the entire storefront. Yes, but it was a creeper, put you in my trunk, lock you in my basement type follow.
Might have wanted to take you home with him and his wife. Shit.
His wife was clueless. He stood at that end bagging them groceries, trying not to look over.
God. Are you serious?
And I just stood, and I just stood there, and I was ready to kick every. Listen, I was ready to act a whole ass fool in that store and kick over all the gum racks and everything. Like, make him. Like, I know you didn't just follow me through the store. It was so much so that I waited for them to leave. And the manager came up to me and said, the associate told me, and we watched the cameras, and he was definitely following you. So you don't know what somebody's doing.
Exactly.
And if I wouldn't have seen him as with his wife, I wouldn't have known either. But I immediately told an associate.
Or if he would have just even been a lot more sneakier. I mean, shit, man, you know.
I refused to leave the store, and then I had somebody walk out with me. But when I instantly went into survival mode. That's the scariest time I've ever, like, I've had some other encounters where I think people's following me, but out of all of them, that one sticks vividly in my mind, where I really was like, okay, this guy gets close enough to me, he's definitely, you know, who knows, they could be working out in the parking lot, you know, signaling, and
it's
I was like, this is not how I'm about to go down.
It's still hard for me to adapt to not, you know, just like I know we're not together, but it's like I just worry so much with my daughter, and where I've always been.
Just make sure they have the protection, and also make sure they're aware of what to happen if a situation does happen and they are in danger, and how to break out of a car, how to break out a window, how to break out a tail light.
Tomorrow.
A lot of new cars now have a latch you can pull to get out of a trunk. But again, I read that people are running up and chloroforming people. They're putting things on their handles of their car doors. There's just, you
Crazy.
just never know.
Right.
The world is crazy. Head on a swivel, guys. Head on a swivel.
Right,
and
right.
ladies.
Just be careful, Alex. Please tell your daughter. Please be careful.
Yeah, I will.
I told my daughter
Talk
not.
to her
Don't
tomorrow.
even ask that you're going out on Saturday. You're not going nowhere. Just stay home. That's the end of the
No,
story.
we should all make a post to make people aware. I know you don't want, in a way, you
Yeah,
don't want to
that
bring
would be
attention to
a
it, but
good
I
idea.
feel like we absolutely have to.
Yeah, that would definitely be a good idea.
Right.
I'll share one of my, of my own or whatever. I'll find the story and share it and just put a message with it or something like that.
So I wanted to share this. I saw this on Brian Gumbel's story on Saturday that they always have they've been playing forever. So David McGillivray, I believe, is he's the actual Forrest Gump in real life. He owns the box of chocolate from the movie. But let me play this.
Really?
Later, Dave McGillivray went the distance 40 years ago, running all the way from Oregon to Massachusetts.
And today, he and some friends commemorated that historic run with a big finish at Fenway. Dave McGillivray taking a victory lap around Fenway Park today, the site where he finished his cross-country run for charity 40 years ago.
I can't believe it's been 40 years since I ran in here the first time.
McGillivray was 24 years old with shaggy hair and a mustache back in 1978. That's when he ran all the way from Medford, Oregon to his hometown of Medford, Massachusetts to raise money for the Jimmy Fund.
That's probably the proudest thing, in my life that I look back at.
He finished that run by emerging from an outfield door and taking a few laps around the Fenway warming track.
My whole goal was to play second base for the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, wow. That's
I wasn't
awesome.
able to do that, so since I couldn't play here, maybe I could run in here.
To commemorate this run across America, he and some close friends and family
Always a way to touch something.
shorter run today.
That's dope.
A 7-mile jaunt from Medford to Fenway. 4-time Boston Marathon champion Bill Rogers was on hand back in '78 and was back at Fenway today
Damn, that's
his longtime running buddy.
I thought it was a little.
history.
Come on, you're gonna run 3,400 miles.
Even he said, "Come on."
They made it to Fenway in just over an hour.
Now today, something like $1 billion a year is raised through events like this and through the BAA and with Dave. Dave was one of the first people to do this.
And while McGillivray's dream of playing second base for the Red Sox didn't work out, he's carved a path he's proud of nonetheless.
If something doesn't work out the way you want, there's always another path.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you a little bit of backstory before I play this next video of Dave. So originally he from Boston, Massachusetts. You hear that accent. He was always picked last. He said he was always picked last. He was the loser. He was the shortest. He's like, I always wanted to play for the Red Sox. I'm going to get on that field. So he figured out a way to get on that field. He's like, I'm going to raise money for the Jimmy Foundation. And he reached out to them in 1977 or whatever and said, look, I want to be I want to be in the Fenway Park. And this is how I'm going to get there. And if I do this and I raise the money and I run across country, Forrest Gump style, will you get me on that field? And they said yes. And the rest is history. And I'll play this next video. This was the Brian Gumbel story or whatever. And now he's doing amazing things because he's not running anymore. Well, he tries not to. He has some health issues now, but this is what he's doing now. And this is great humanitarian. Sorry.
This is his new racecourse, Gillette Stadium. Normally home to the NFL's New England Patriots, but now a makeshift clinic where 7,000 people are vaccinated a day.
And you're vaccinated.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Doing this is just like doing a marathon. Once the bell rings and we're ready to open, they're directed over to here and then to the vaccination stations. They check in, they do a health assessment, and while that's all going on, preppers are taking the vaccine out of the vials and loading the syringes. Then we have runners, and they will take the syringes and refill the stations The pace is relentless.
How are you? I'm Eileen.
McGillivray and his team can get a patient through the entire process in little more than 5 minutes.
This is a really amazing operation. The directions are great and it's well marked.
I don't know if you know, but the man who's running all the logistics is the same man who runs the Boston Marathon.
Get out. No, really?
Dave McGillivray.
Oh, I know his name. He's awesome. Guy to pick, huh?
If you're surprised to see a guy like McGillivray in the middle of Massachusetts' effort to vaccinate the state, you shouldn't be, because in many ways, he's Boston's real-life Forrest Gump.
So he is, you know, of course, the Boston Marathon sidelined because of the COVID, but he is not only. So this is a great, and I couldn't find the video. So he's the director now for the marathon. He's been a director, but he was sidelined, so they gave him this opportunity while it was sidelined. But here's the silver lining on this. So he always runs in the Boston Marathon every year, but they told him because he was the director, like whenever he was appointed, he could not run anymore. So he said, okay, let me do this. So what he does, an officer takes him after the race is done, after everybody's been counted for, everything or whatever, and they declare the winner. He has an officer take him back to the beginning of the marathon. He runs it
again.
Runs it, saying, yes, I did it. And he's his time or whatever, and he's the last guy.
Oh man, all the feels. I just love him. He is what a brilliant soul. Like, how can you not love everything about him? How incredible. Wow. Wow. What a great backstory too.
The other day, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
he has a serving heart. He's a healer.
Right.
He's definitely a light carrier. That's amazing.
Yeah. I went to the DMSC Sports, and you can see all his go on there. There's a bunch.
I love the way.
Just go on there and read about his life. You'd be
I
amazed.
will. I love the way how he
he
explained that. Like, this is just like a marathon. We get you in, we do this. I love his perspective on things and how he just turned it, around.
They had because he organized the Boston Marathon, so they said, "Hey, the Boston Marathon is on the shelf. So can we give you this?" So,
what a great human. When
they said, the real life Forrest Gump, I was like, I have to watch this guy. So,
well, he has he has this, and when he speaks, you can hear it. He has this innocence about him, this pure, just pure energy. And so when they say that, people could take it any way they want, but you can't deny that Forrest Gump didn't. He had this pure innocence about him that just wanted to spread love, and run and help people by doing it, no matter what way he could. And so I think that's just absolutely incredible that he tapped into that, and he really is the real life Forrest Gump. How incredible!
That's cool.
Like I said,
what a great story.
It's on HBO Max, so if you can watch the HBO Max Brian Gumble last one that he did, Real Life Sports, it was more to the story. So I just kind of summed it up.
I'll check it out.
So
that's probably the only thing I miss about having HBO was the
you can watch
Gumble,
I just use Drake's account.
Those and the sports sit downs. Like I watched one which they did with Kobe before he passed. And, that shit was great, man.
So the Tonight Show is definitely, it's a Godzilla versus King Kong. I'm going to play a little bit of the movie again. So hold on.
Drop kick.
So, what'd you think, Alex?
I thought it was cool. I mean, if you want me to give it on like a scale 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Give it like a 5. I mean, it was cool, you know. I haven't watched a Godzilla movie or a King Kong movie. It took me a real long time to get into it. The fighting scenes were cool, but towards the end,
Yo, call me DJ Joey.
a couple favorite parts. The funny part, I thought that actually I was sitting there half dead, sleeping, but it made me pop was when you know, in the beginning when the little girl told him what she went like that and called him a coward, and then he thought that meant hero, and so he said that to her at the end, and then she just looked at her, you know, the other girl looked at each other and just like, you know, like she was crying. I just thought that was funny as hell. And like just dummy calling each other cowards and shit. But you know, I thought it was good. I got the fight scene. Oh man, when Godzilla was beating King Kong, I don't know what made me get into it. I was like mad that he was getting his ass kicked. I was
Me
mad,
too.
and then
I was pissed about that.
Yeah, I was like, and then when
I was sad. I actually was kind of sad. I was like, take my dude out.
I was
like,
mad. I was like,
fuck, no.
And then he walked away. I was like, dang, you just gotta let him kick your ass like that, son of a bitch.
Yeah, because he's just a loving soul, right?
I spoke out loud. I was like, you son of a bitch, you just gonna walk. And then he started getting his ass. But I thought it was good. I thought it was okay.
Did you like the storyline?
I guess it was okay. I mean, I don't really expect too much of a storyline when it comes to Godzilla and King Kong. You know what I mean? So, you know, but yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cool.
I liked the storyline. I thought you know, because King Kong always has this bond with a woman, right?
Right.
And then
yeah, right.
That they put it with a young girl, right? And she taught him sign language, and so I think that was great. It showed he had empathy.
Exactly.
It showed that he was upset because he was in this fake, you know, world that they kept him in. And I understand that they said it was to protect, and they're two alphas and all this, right? Yeah. But in all actuality, like, he's really smart. He was so smart that he didn't want to let them know how fucking smart he really was.
Yeah.
So he played the stupid role on some things, and you know, even though he's throwing stuff at this dome and he's breaking it every day because he's pissed and he's angry, he had a lot. He had a lot of, you know, he was brilliant. He's just very smart. You know, creature. So I love that part. I love that he got to, and I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody, but I love that he
spoiler alert, sorry.
Spoiler alert that he got to stay in the portal that he was originally from. You know, when he sat on his throne, I was like, that's you, boy. That is you.
I thought about you. I was like, no, look, I said to myself, I bet you any money that Tori said what I'm thinking right now. Sit in your throne like a fucking boss or something.
Like a motherfucking
like
G.
A king.
Okay, like the king.
I don't know why, but I could hear you saying it.
Right? So
yeah, that was dope.
When I saw that was one of my favorite parts because I just felt like
scene. Like they were zooming out and shit.
They gave it to him. They gave him that scene.
I pay attention to a lot of camera angles and stuff like that. Ever since I got out of school, I always pay attention to. And I'm sitting there. I tell my daughter, like, do you know why they shot that from the angle, or why they did it from that? She's like, no, and I really don't care. But go ahead, tell me.
But
you know, I'm into like that. But yeah, no. So I didn't think it was a horrible. I just kind of I just went into it because like
I like the ending too.
Yeah, you know, it's storyline.
I liked that. Okay, like we both said, we thought it was gonna, you know, we were sad, like, oh fuck, he's really getting his ass handed to him because you know Godzilla came back like, remember who the fuck I am, right? But he does have that fire blowing thing going for him, which really is kind of unfair. Like, if you really want to go toe to toe, cut that out. Don't pull out your weapon, right? But okay, it is what it is. It's who you are. But I like how the little girl had said, no, listen, he needs you. You guys, he needs you. Go save his ass right now and show him who you really are, because you're a leader regardless. So she came in, saved his life, and even though they left on a note like, okay, not today, maybe another day.
He needed her.
He needed her,
and
and I think I think he needed her, but I also think that it was a great, if you look at it metaphorically, like that girl allowed King Kong to humble Godzilla's ass. Like he had to get humbled a little bit, right? To say, we really are friends and we really are alphas and we really can cause damage or cause good. And so
hey, she was his Paul Heyman. She was his advocate.
I think too, you know, if you know the history, you knew that their families had like issues, right? The Godzilla family and the King Kong's ancestors, right? So I think that was also a good tie-in
and
to
he
that.
had a weapon, and when I seen that, I was like, okay,
yes,
there's got to be a part 2 because I want to know where that weapon came from.
Right, it came from the portal. Didn't it come from in the portal?
But I mean, like, I want to know the history of it, of why they started using it.
Right.
So I don't know
good
if they're gonna go that deep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I don't know if they, but I was like, okay, where did that? There's got to be a story behind that. Like,
I like that she could go visit him there too.
Yeah, and they left like that. So you know, someone's coming to knock on that door.
Like
the next part.
I think they're gonna. I think part 2 is gonna be while she's grown.
So I'm interested. That's dope as hell. That is so dope. I would love a shirt like that. That's dope. That's dope, man.
That's really dope.
And you know what? Real quick before I forget, I know we'll talk about it more Saturday, but you know what? There wasn't no specific date for it, but you know, this year, April, this month is the 25th anniversary of DJ Kool's "Let Me Clear My Throat" song.
Nice.
I didn't know I didn't know if you knew that, but man, look, before you are you gonna play something?
We can't.
No, I was just showing you.
Okay, you just showing a picture. Okay. I just want to say
can't play no music.
I just want to say before we get off that last night was like that shit was amazing, man. That shit took me back. Like I wish you were here, Jimmy was here. You know, we were just all watching that shit together because
let's call him right now.
It was so great, bro. Like you just gotta watch. I got goosebumps when they were you know, all their songs were hits. But then after they did that, you know, they did a little tribute to Fife and you know, Nutshell. You know, I mean, I don't know if you heard that song, Drake, or Tori's called Nutshell, but it was just, you know, the EPMD came out, man.
Have.
Keith Murray,
maybe just don't know the name, but I'm sure I have.
It was his last single that he came out with. Fife came out with, but I mean, Keith Murray came out. Keith Murray was out there. EPMD, man. Solo,
that's awesome.
Case Solo, man. I was just like, oh my, like when is this shit gonna end? And I was like, I gotta go to bed. I got off, and then I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and I could not stop listening to them, man. And like I said, Eric Sermon, you know, the whole band, bro. And then,
it was good.
And then Inspect. So it was kind of like whatever DJ Scratch was DJing. So whatever songs he was putting on, you know, whoever would come out, Inspect that came out for Triumph and all that. Like, man, they did it all, man. And they were just doing some shit. Like I said, Serial Killer, they did that. They announced at the end of the show Blackout 3. That shit's already. I was like, oh my god!
Wow.
Like, so and there was just one thing I took from it. Another thing, Redman. He was.
Love him.
He pretty much said, "Why, you know, like damn, why can't you know they had like 25 people and fans sitting in there that were fortunate enough to be there. I was like, that's dope as hell. But he just kind of to himself said like damn, there ain't no talent out there no more. Damn, what happened to music like this? What happened to, you know, he was saying shit like that during them spitting and stuff. So
yeah,
it was just dope. It was like I felt like I was watching it. I was almost at a damn live concert, man. It was so sweet. So
I got to meet Redman. Not to take off this topic, but I got to meet Redman years ago. I got to smoke with him. He's cool.
You told us, but if you want to tell us again, go ahead. Tell it again because it was pretty funny.
He's not red. No, he's so fucking cool. Right?
He's a red. I love
he's a red bone. I know you do. I know you do.
That shit was dope, man.
No, he's just cool as fuck. We years ago, I owned a business that was located in Ferndale, and I was in the back of the in the alley, just cleaning, getting trucks ready and stuff.
Yeah, you told us.
Yeah, and he was at Eminem's recording studio.
Go ahead and tell that story.
Okay, I hope it all comes out okay. So he was at Eminem's Studio
Don't forget the
54
courtesy
at the time,
flush.
right? So Studio 54 is also where like the Ramones recorded,
Right.
Lots of history right there at 9 Mile and I-75 in Ferndale. And he had been recording there, and he come outside, and he's standing outside waiting on a taxi. He didn't even have a driver. He was waiting on a taxi. Cool as fuck. I was out there. I'm like, wait a second. You know, me and my ex-husband, we were out there, and he's like, it's fucking Red Man. I'm like, no fucking way. So, and this was like, remember when they did the Yo MTV Cribs? And remember when they came to his house, and he was like, ring the bell, and he did the wires together, right? So we were clowning, laughing. We got to smoke with him. Cool as fuck. Like, he was just super fucking cool, down to earth, fucking cracking jokes. His cab came, he made them leave and come back.
Like.
He's a real G. Like, he's just really down to earth. And this was at, like the highlight of his career during this time. And he was like, yo, what up? He just wanted to chill. And he hung out with us in the back for at least probably about a half hour. And then because the taxi came, and he was like, I ain't ready yet. And I'm like, oh shit. Yep, he ain't ready yet. We doing something, right? But he was just cool. It was super.
That shit, that shit was just classy yesterday. I couldn't put it down. I put my phone down like 2 times, and then I was like, man, I just put my iPad out, and I was like, that shit was. I loved it. That shit made my day.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Golly, man, I'm
sounds like that was fire.
Yeah, and it started they did that shit from I think 9 to 11. I don't think it was from 8 to 11. It was like 9 to 11, but it just I can't wait to get my shit hooked up, and I'm feeling real bad.
Right.
So I will definitely be once I knock the rust off, I'm gonna be playing some shit and all that, and I'm gonna get back into I was awoken last night.
Today was out.
Like no other.
I was drinking too much water. Flush out this vaccine to make sure they said keep drinking. This is one of the topics that we're going to review. So this is a movie that I'm reviewing next month. It was on my list. It is going to be released on Friday. It is at the theater already, but it's going to be on HBO Max. But I can't wait. So let me play it.
This one I'm really looking forward to watching. So.
First learned about this 7 years ago.
HBO Max.
On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive. When we got there, we could tour through our unit in seconds.
Right there.
The target has superhuman abilities. It has the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang. Meet Jax. Long life.
Lord Raiden.
There you go.
It's in our hands.
No matter how many of my people we put in the ground, we will not fail. Kill them.
I am Sub-Zero.
classic, man. I'm not heavy into the sci-fi movies and stuff, but
I
man,
love
Mortal
it. I
Kombat,
love
even
Mortal
the original I
Kombat.
seen at the theater, I still like the original. I don't know why, but
Mhm.
So I got to be honest with
My
you.
shit.
There's a 7-minute trailer out there. I didn't want to play it because it was long. I don't understand the trailer, to be honest with you. It takes place in, I want to say, 1600s. So it is the fight with, and I don't want to be a spoiler, but it is the fight with Sub-Zero and Scorpio or whatever his name is.
Right.
Before they had the outfits. But go in, watch it. It's a 7-minute trailer. So the movie comes out on Friday, but if you want to watch the trailer, I didn't get it. So
no, I'm good.
The first one, if you look back and you watch it, it was decent. It was all right. But the second one was terrible.
When did it come? Like 97 or 97?
But the second one was wholly horrible.
Oh, yeah. Kind of like I wish they would redo Street Fighter again. Like I thought it was cool that they had.
So you don't like
Van Damme in there because I'm a huge Van Damme fan. So I thought that was dope.
Me too.
It was so horrible. That movie.
Just wanted to see it.
And then they had that played in Adam's Family. They played in
Baby.
Adam's Family.
That sounded judgy, Drake.
Raul Julia played Bison or I can't remember, but yeah, it was horrible. Point is, it was horrible.
It was horrible. I just yell out, "Finish him!" And I rip his heart out. And then I keep it moving.
That's how you treated your man. Get over here.
Get over here. Finish him. I hear it in my head every time. I'm like, do you know what I get to do?
I can picture you doing that shit. Get over here.
Yeah.
Get over here.
That's hilarious.
So Saturday we got DJ Joey A from Michigan.
Hey.
So I'm gonna play. I know we played a little bit of his music.
Yeah, bring it on back. Oh, you gotta do real quick.
Yeah. So this Saturday, this is all I have, and then we'll end it. But there you go.
What up, Doge? Big homie DJ Joey A, representing the Outsiders and Sonic Armada Records to the fullest. Make sure you tune in to the Mix at 6. Each and every Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the one and only Hurricane Radio Detroit.com. With me, Big homie Joey A, and my primo, the face of Detroit, the one and only DJ Xavier on the ones and twos. Download the Google, Apple, Android app somewhere down below in the link description and rock out with us each and every Friday. Tune in to Hurricane Radio Detroit.com. We're in the Mix at 6 with me, your big homie Joey A, and my man's name, the one and only DJ Xavier. Pasa la palabra, baby.
So he'll be on Saturday. Let me go to one of his that I didn't play. I think it was this one. Let's see if it plays.
Y'all ready for this? DJ, turn it loud and watch me turn it up. Let's take it back to the old school.
Blowing out your speakers with DJ Joey A.
Oh shit.
I ain't got none of that shit left in me. I ain't got a wiggle left in
Here's
me.
a wiggle for you.
I am not illiterate, no, not even a little bit. Idiot. Get it? You want the record?
Well, at least I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Damn.
Check it, cause it makes you as I'm gonna knob to the board. Go and
Some of his
my birthday?
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta go to this. Hold on.
I'm shaking up milk and shit. All the juice.
You gotta go.
I gotta remind him who got the juice.
That's my cue to leave.
Now that I'm in everybody's spank bank.
Oh my god!
I got 4 minutes, bro.
Hold on.
Hashtag spank bank.
I gotta go to this video. Hold on.
4 minutes.
What we doing?
Where did it go.
Oh,
Here it
God. Last time you ever seen him. I used to love that video.
Yes.
The light-skinned black girl with the curly hair. That was my favorite one.
That was your shit. That was your
I
girl.
think she was wearing a white bikini, if I remember correctly. And that's a long time ago. Goddamn.
I need you to go outside.
Oh, that's a whole long time ago.
Yeah, I need you to go outside and put him on the glass.
Funny as hell. That's a great way to go out right there, though.
There you go.
Mix a lot.
Oh, that's all I have.
He's still getting paid from Baby Got Back. He's rich off that shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Just had to throw that out there. Jesus.
So can I, this is it's off topic and sad, but I didn't bring it up when we were talking about the COVID vaccinations, but I have a friend right now. Her name is Kara Kushner Estrada. She is in Michigan and she is a mother who is fighting for her life right now from COVID. She was pregnant. Her baby had to be taken from her at 29 weeks. He is, he's in ICU. He's alive, and he's going to have his own battles. Kara has a little girl and a husband, and she's battling for her life. She's a young mother, a beautiful soul. She was a nurse. There is a GoFundMe if anybody wants to donate. I know we normally don't push those, but Kara was self-employed as well as her husband.
Share the link.
Put that in the share. Can you have your assistant share that link for me?
Absolutely, I will. And also you can go to my Facebook page at Tori Rochelle on Facebook and also find the link to Kara's GoFundMe and also the story that WXYZ Channel 7 did on her and just
how long ago did they do this story?
On the 18th. On the 18th. So she's on a life support right now, and what's the
name of it was a WXYZ?
Yes, WXYZ.
What's her name?
And her Kara.
Kara?
Kara with a C. Cara. Kara Kushner Estrada is her last name.
Estrada. If I can find the story.
They have it underneath the title Mother Battling for Life with COVID Days After Delivering Baby Early.
I am the man.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Hold on.
Yes.
Let me get to this video.
So, and I'm not, regardless if you donate or not, please share her story. Please send all the healing energy, vibes, prayers, whatever you higher power you pray to, worship, believe in, or if it's just good vibes, please take a moment to keep them and her family and her baby boy and her little girl and just her. She's, there's people here on this earth that it's just not time. And I truly believe it's not her time. And
she's gonna fight it.
Now, hospital officials at Beaumont Health say they are seeing an alarming uptick in pregnant women being admitted who have not yet been vaccinated.
Across Beaumont Health's 8 hospitals, 18 women are COVID-19 positive who have just given birth or are pregnant. One is on a machine that's essentially breathing for her.
That woman is 37-year-old Kara Kushner Estrada of Sterling Heights. Kara went to the hospital initially complaining of a fever. By April 7th, she was admitted to the ICU after it was discovered she had COVID pneumonia, forcing doctors to do an emergency C-section with her baby at only 29 weeks. Before she could even hold the baby, things took a turn. The mother was eventually put on an ECMO, a life support machine that sustains the lungs.
Baby Angela, born last week, is making progress in the NICU. However, Kara, who has another toddler waiting at home for her, is still fighting. With medical bills mounting, family and friends have set up a GoFundMe page to support the family during this time. And if you'd like to help, we do have a link for it on WXYZ.com.
So that was the story.
In 2000.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing.
I'm gonna light this candle for her. I always have them.
Thank you.
I always have them. And
Thank you.
she's not gone, but I'm gonna light it for her out of prayer, and I'm gonna say a prayer for her tonight.
Yeah.
And her family
Yeah.
and the baby. And
Yeah.
that's
She needs it all. She needs them all. So she's a strong woman. She's a strong mother. She's just an incredible person and a beautiful soul. And so I know everything is, in the hands of the universe and God, but I don't believe that this is her time. And I know that she is fighting with every being of herself.
right. From
So-
what you're saying, it doesn't. It's like people that shouldn't like. There's just, I don't know. There's something in the air that's. She's got a lot.
She just needs everybody to lift her up. She really
I
does.
believe she will. So yes, God bless her.
So do I.
Thank you
She's
for
gonna wake
sharing.
up. She's gonna wake up.
So I hope that you guys, everybody, reach out, go to her GoFundMe, help them with their medical bills. So thanks for sharing, Tori. So I'm gonna leave it on a positive note. So we're gonna go back. So if you can do that real quick. You can that note. You can follow me at Drink Swift at all platforms.
That'll always put a smile on my face. When you see the Chinese eyes, I'm in a good mood.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Okay.
Okay.
Follow me on all platforms, even fan page. Alex.
SportsMod 313 on Twitter and Instagram.
And Tori Rochelle on Facebook, at All Beauty All Beast on Instagram, and the Savage Kitty, that's THEE Savage Kitty on Twitter.
Yeah. Rest in power, Black Rob, man.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out.
Let me hit this damn video and we be out.
Hit it.
Peace out, guys.
Hasta luego.